Ah dear, hello and welcome to what may be the worst video I've ever made. I almost didn't make this video, but you know, I just thought, I sometimes sit down and I have a coffee and I write down ideas for videos, you know, what I think might make interesting content, interesting topics to talk about when I'm not out in the field. And what I'm about to do sort of crossed my mind has been really interesting. I was really excited about it, and that was yesterday. This morning, after having woken up and setting up to make this video, I'm now having second thoughts, but you know what? We're gonna go with it anyway, you know, why not? This is gonna be a gear heavy video, pun intended, and it's just a video about nothing. Sit back and enjoy. I'd like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. If you need a website, go to squarespace.com/heated. But I can assure you that nobody else and none of the manufacturers featured in this video are sponsoring this content, and every single item that I am showing you today was purchased with my own money. So let's just get on with this farce. So it all started with Fujifilm. That's right, Fujifilm. I was so close. I almost bought a Fujifilm X-T2. Like, I had it in my shopping basket. I had all of the lenses. I had everything I would needed, including an L bracket and a cable release. It was all there ready to be purchased. And the reason I was going to purchase a Fujifilm X-T2 was because I wanted to get my weight down. You know, I currently use this 5D Mark IV, and it's a brilliant camera. I love it to pieces, but it weighs a flipping ton. And I wanted to lighten my load because tomorrow I'm going to the Alps hiking, and I'm going to the Alps again next month hiking. And I do a lot of hiking, and I'm getting to that age now where weight starts to hurt me. So I looked at reducing my camera weight. The best lightweight option on the market, I thought, was the Fujifilm X-T2. But after having looked a little closer at the weights of everything, so I wanted to replace like for like. So we've got a 24-70 Canon lens, a 5D Mark IV, and a 70-200 f4 lens, and I wanted to literally replace like for like. So two lenses, one camera body. Now the total weight of these and this is 2,375 grams, and if I wanted to replace like to like with Fujifilm, which would be a 16-55 lens and a 50-140 lens, then the weight is, get this, 2,107 grams. So I was thinking that I was going to save lots of weight, whereas actually I was only going to save about 260 something grams, but it would have cost me, I don't know, about £3,500 to replace this, and I would have lost image quality. So I thought to myself, is there a cheaper way to save weight when I go to Switzerland hiking? So I started doing a bit of digging around, a bit of weighing, a bit of assessing, a bit of self-assessment and deep reflection. And I looked at the gear that I took last year and what was necessary, what wasn't necessary, and what could be replaced with lighter gear. And I've bought some items, and I'm going to show you those items in this video, and I'm going to compare them and weigh them. It's going to be a fun one. Told you, it's probably not my finest hour, but let's just do it anyway. So essentially in this video, I'm going to show you how, or if it's possible for me to save the weight and the money. Yeah? More consumer advice. So the first obvious thing that I could have saved weight, and if you follow me on Twitter, you would have seen a week or so ago, actually this video is going out next week, so you would have seen a few weeks ago that I was asking around for travel tripods or lightweight tripods under 1.5 kilos, you know, all that sort of stuff. So this is what I took to the Alps last year. This is my beloved Manfrotto carbon fibre tripod. It's lightweight for its size, but it's massive and still heavy. So I'm going to weigh this. Yeah, that weighs 2,140, so just over 2 kilograms. I replaced it with this, and I've got some heads that comes with this head. This is a Benro carbon fibre slim tripod. A few people mentioned Benro. I'll tell you the truth, okay? I'll level with you. The reason I bought this tripod is because I tweeted Benro and said how their website was rubbish and I couldn't navigate it, I couldn't fathom anything. So they emailed me and said, "Hi Tom, sorry about the website, maybe we can help." And I said, "Okay, well, have you got a lightweight tripod with a bubble level on the neck that comes in at less than 1.5 kilograms?" And they said, "Why don't you take a look at this tripod?" So I did. I looked and I went and I bought it. This cost me £100 from Amazon, and the tripod alone weighs 870 grams. And you know, I haven't properly used it yet. We'll get onto that next week in the Alps, but it looks pretty good. It's not as tall, but it's still very sturdy. And I know the terrain where I'm photographing, so I know that, you know, head height isn't actually necessary. So yeah, but it comes with this little head, and this head doesn't have a rotating, so this head is useless. So I have, luckily, a couple of spare heads. And I've got two here. One is actually a Benro head from a very old Travel Angel tripod I used to have many years ago. And I thought, okay, I'm going to weigh this head. And this head weighs in at 295 grams. 295 grams. And then I've got this head, which comes off just a generic cheap Amazon tripod, but the head's pretty good, so I kept hold of this, chucked the legs away. And this weighs in at 265 grams. So this is lighter, which means this Benro head can go, and this can go onto the tripod, and that is now going to be my tripod setup. 1.140 kilograms. So that is really lightweight. It has a panning head, so I can do panoramics. It has a bubble level on the neck there, so I can do panoramics. And it's small, lightweight. Jobs are good. So you can see on this handy chart how much weight I've already saved just by replacing the tripod. But let's see if I can save some more weight. Next on the agenda, if you're going hiking in the Alps, we'll be covering many miles, many meters gained in elevation. So you always need trekking poles. And one of these weighs 260 grams for one pole. I have two of these. So this is a carbon fibre trekking pole. I don't know what it is, I think it's just like a generic one. Fast Packer carbon trekking pole. This trekking pole weighs 180 grams, and I've got two of these. For the pair was £50. Now that is expensive for trekking poles, because you can pick them up for like a tenner each. But, you know, it is a good weight saving. They are solid, sturdy, comfortable. Yeah, good trekking poles. And that, you can see by my, chart here, that it's knocking more weight off my pack. This is my water bladder. I fill this with a couple of litres of water, shove it in my backpack, drink it from the straw like this. This will always, at the start of every day, be full to the brim in my backpack. So you need water, obviously. But what I would usually have, and what I had last year, was a second container full of water. This is about a litre of water. And that weighs over a kilogram with the bottle included. Now, you need water, you do. But I know the route, and I know that there are water sources along the way. So instead of taking this, take this, a soil water filter. And that weighs 70 grams. So that's a massive saving on my table of weight there. And already I can see that we've surpassed the difference between buying the Fujifilm and keeping the Canon. This is my wash bag. This is what I took last year to the Alps. And in here, I've got all my cosmetic needs. This bag weighs in at 705 grams. Check this out. These are called Wilderness Wash Pocket Soap. And they are almost like paper leaves. You see that? Like a little paper leaf. And that is soap. And when you wet that and apply it to your skin, it turns into a lovely soap. So you can clean. And this is good for hair. I can't get this back in the box. So this is good for hair, you know, under the arms, face, everything like that. And this weighs 15 grams. I'll be taking this. I've switched my toothpaste to a little kiddie's travel tiny one. I still need sun cream, definitely. I still need a toothbrush, and I still need deodorant. But the big heavy wash bag and the shampoo and the shower gel can all go, and it all gets replaced by this tiny little fabric wash bag from Wilkinson's that was £1. I shove all these bits and pieces in here. 255 grams. Massive saving to my weight load. I don't know how many kilos I'm saving now, but it's got to be a couple, hasn't it? This is a tiny little dry bag. And in this dry bag, I am going to try and fit all of my clothes, excluding waterproofs and a warm insulated jacket. I wear these all the time. These are like hiking t-shirts. They're made of like a synthetic kind of nylon-y thing. You know, it's like a running top or a sports top, and they're really good for controlling odor, which is good. They keep you cool, and they're very breathable, but they're also really lightweight and they pack down really small. So I've got 3 of these. This one, and I've got a red one which is currently in the washing machine. But by just taking 3 t-shirts and 2 pairs of trousers, very lightweight trousers, and a change of underwear, change of socks, I can save so much weight and space. Oh, I also have a base layer because it does get cold up in the mountains, even in summertime. And there it is. That is effectively the bulk of my clothing for the entire trip. This weighs in at 950 grams. I'm going to add to this a fleece and a waterproof jacket and a pair of waterproof trousers. And that's it. That's pretty much... Oh, and an insulated jacket. But all of this is obviously vital. And the great thing is this is in a dry bag, so if there's a downpour, it stays dry, so we always have a dry change of clothes. So last year, filming these videos, I took an audio recorder and a microphone, a Canon G5X and this little Gorilla Pod. Put this on here. Oh, it's 680 grams. This year I'll be taking this what is it? This M50 with a 10 to 18 lens and a little lens adapter. That weighs in at 740 grams. There'll also be a microphone on there. Let's say that's an extra 200 grams. That's going to be 940 grams. So I'm not saving weight here, so that knocks a little bit off my total. But the image quality is much better, and I don't have to faff on with a separate microphone. I will also be taking this GoPro. Oh, is this recording? It is. Hello. Yeah, this GoPro. Let's stop that recording. It's a GoPro Hero 5, weighs more than the Hero 4, but it's got this handy clip here, and I'll clip that onto my belt or whatever, which means it's always there. And then when I film sort of footage of me handling my camera and whatnot, that's how I make my lightweight videos. I'm not taking my drone this year either, so that's going to save me a lot of weight. I can probably go for the 4 days hiking, filming and photographing without running out of batteries. But on the last day, I'm really going to be pushing my luck. So the question is, do I take my portable battery charger? Yeah, 440 grams. It's a heavy piece of git. It's a heavy git. It's a heavy piece of gear, and I'm probably gonna take it. Thought running out of power, it's just, I can't bear it. So I'm taking it with me, and that's gonna add some weight. So I'm not always saving weight, but I don't know, I kind of lost track with this video. We're just weighing stuff now and talking rubbish. This is why I don't do gear reviews. You know, considering a new camera setup would have cost me thousands and thousands, I've managed to actually save weight. And you know, people will argue that, yeah, okay, so you buy the camera, save weight, and then you do this anyway and save even more weight. My brain wouldn't have worked like that. My brain would have said, no, you've paid the money on the camera, you don't need to change anything else. You know, you can't keep spending money. So I'm really happy with the amount of weight that I've saved. Whether or not stuff like this is going to be any good, well, watch the next few videos and we'll find out. Oh, and my filters as well. I think last year I took all of my filters. You know, a big bag full of heavy plastic and glass filters. I know the terrain, I know what I'm going to be shooting, so I'm just going to take my polarizer I'm going to take a 2-stop medium edge, and I'm going to take a 10-stop filter. That's it. 3 filters, that's all I'm taking. So I'm going to save at least 500 grams there. So yeah, my point, what's my point? My point is that, you know, I guess the real point of this video, and I know it's been a bit tedious, and I'm sorry, but I guess the real point of this video is that if you're gonna buy a new camera and you want to upgrade your camera, you really need to ask yourself the question, why? Well, am I doing it because I feel like I'm falling behind? Am I doing it because I want a new shiny toy? And for me, I was doing it because I really wanted to save weight without compromising too much image quality. But you know, I just started to look at how else can I solve that problem of saving weight and not have to spend thousands of pounds, which I really don't want to do at the minute. And I just started looking at other ways that I could fix that. And if you're a landscape photographer and you do a lot of hiking, a lot of walking, I definitely advise looking at other ways to lighten your load. So yeah. There you go, that's this video. If you're still watching this video, thank you for sticking with me. God knows I wouldn't be watching all of it. I'm bored already and I'm making it. I'm going to stick links to some of the stuff in the description. Because they're affiliate links and it's great because I get a little something if anyone chooses to buy that, but as well as that I know people are going to ask more about some of the gear and where it's from, so you can go and you can read up on the information and see if it's good for you. I'm not going to link to everything because, well, the list would be too long. So yeah, thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I'd say unfortunate to Squarespace, unlucky Squarespace for sponsoring this video. But yeah, if you need a website, then Squarespace are great. You can go and build your website using their templates and all that sort of stuff. They've won awards and whatnot. So if you do need a website, go to squarespace.com/Heaton and give it a free try. And if you like free trial, use the offer code Heaton for 10% off your first purchase. Thank you for your patience. And stick with me. Next, tomorrow I'm off to the Alps, hiking, photography, going to be with a great group of people, so I look forward to sharing more content. And here's the dog right on cue. Yeah, I look forward to sharing more content, so yeah. Alright, until next time, bye for now.